everyone, hello and welcome to the Golden Path Internationals, being sponsored by Unfussable Narrative. I am the BlackShadow, your host and commentator for our brand new TTS tourney. 160 of the world's best players descend for our brand new Dune Imperium tournament. It's an expanded format, we got an expanded team, we got a brand new board, and we have over 200 games to be played over the course of the next 3 months. It is going to be an absolute festival of Dune Imperium. And I, alongside various others, will have the privilege of being able to bring you the action here on the Hidden Assets channel. If you don't already follow us, please make sure you do so. And if you like what you see, you can definitely support us. I've got a coffee going. I got all sorts of bits and pieces. Anyways, we're going to be beginning our action with the very first game of the tournament for Group K. We'll get into that in a moment. But just a quick rundown of how the format works here. We begin with group stages. So we have 7 weeks of group stages, of which each group of 8 players will play a total of 8 games. Each player playing 4 times. It's 5 points for a win, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and a point for fourth. The top 2 at the end of the groups will qualify straight through to the knockouts. Third, fourth, and some of the 5th places must go through an additional round of qualifying and go through the 3-player wildcards in order to make their way to the knockouts as well. $1,000 to be won over the course of the tourney. It should prove to be very enjoyable indeed, and I hope you guys will enjoy the content coming to you over the next few weeks. Alright then, with that sorted, it is time for our very first game of the tournament. This is featuring Group K, which are the first to organize. We got some pretty solid players here. Felkdav, Nachtmahr, to put it mildly, is joined by Harry and Tutux. Some good other players in this group as well. Cheesable will be keeping an eye on as well. Torzalan knowing their way around as well. So let us begin our journey into hidden picks, and it's going to be a little bit curious for people to get used to. Obviously, this is now a bit of a change. Instead of having the full retinue of characters to play, instead we only have the 8 available. So that is definitely going to make a bit of a change, and a reminder that once a leader is taken, no one else knows what anyone's picked until the very end here. So have a look at the text here in the Imperium row. Guild Chief Admin, UA Recruiter, Voice, and Water Peddler. So lots of cheap, decent cards, especially in Peddler and Voice. So, and ECAS would be pretty popular. ECAS is not available, however, so Helena also not available. Helena is available, actually. So there's going to be some options here, maybe, for Helena to try and pick up Voice. Maybe pick up Guild Chief Admin with the Ring, perhaps, just to try and get hold of a lot of shipping. 100 Mauritani taken in 4th. Generally not the best spot for him, but it's a bit of a tricky one here. I thought Lido surely is going to get taken by someone here. This looks not bad for Lido. Trip Transports is one of our techs, as well as Chow Murky, which is obviously very useful in the group stages, and then Flagships could be good as well. Someone wanting to barrel of a lot of spice. Tutux taking Lido in 3rd spot, and then Baron in 2nd for Felkdav looks fairly solid. And then Harry, interesting choice beginning with. Again, you don't know what anyone else has picked. Helena seems fine. Yuna would be, I think, what I would go with here. If you can reveal first and pick up a Water Peddler, if no one else reveals first and Helena doesn't get a ring, which you know she can't be in the game, that would be huge for you. But goes to Helena nonetheless, which I think is totally fine. Alright then, so with that done, we're going to get ourselves underway here. Felk is going to take the usual 2 tokens for the Baron. As a reminder as well, the format here for the game is going to be, it is 5 points for the winner, 3 points for second, 2 for third, and a point for 4th place. 4 games played by all players in the group. We shall get ourselves to the races. Helena pulls Seek Allies. Other than that, kind of a rubbish opening hand here. Not much better for the Baron either. Basically the same sort of hand here. So he's going to Hardy Warriors immediately, get the troops in. Probably early reveal here, I would imagine. Lido here is going to... He's also not the best at hands here. A lot of daggers in this early hand here. Lido probably going to go... I think Steel Suits looks pretty good here. But you could also go Wealth. Wealth with Lido first turn opens up plenty of Mentat options, which is really strong. Of course, remember, with Lido's Diplomacy No, I suppose his popularity ability allows him to get Mentat for just one slow, which is really, really strong. And then up to Hundro. So Hundro took Demand Respect as their choice of 2 intrigues. Did not take... wow, left Grand Conspiracy on top instead. Decided not to take that, which is interesting. You'd think want to be looking to try and, get those in-game victory points. But he can always go to Carthag, in theory, if he wants to take that both. But pulls both of his diplomacy cards straight away, which is really awkward. He will go Steel Suits for sure. He kind of has to. He would love to win a combat, maybe not this turn, but next turn. We'll be probably looking to hit Hardy Warriors, take the combat down. I think that's reflective of the fact only 1 troop in here means he might be eyeing up some secrets. Carthag's going to be interesting. Someone's going to pick Grand Conspiracy here. Grand Conspiracy is not the easiest one to score victory points out of. Helena is going to take it. So Hundro will be aware of that, and Helena will be curious to know what on earth Hundro decided to not take. You'd think normally endgame victory points, people are going to keep those. Helena's going to get involved here. She's got both daggers. But it is the shipping skirmish with Spice. Not the best one in my opinion. Baron's going to go smuggling as no one's gone there yet, which is pretty surprising. So he will definitely take that. Lido is going to go Arakeen by the looks of it. He can definitely look to fire in some troops here, take the 2 Spice. I think he should do that. He has 2 daggers. I would be 100% doing this. I think this is totally fine. If you pull your Signet Ring or your Seek Allies, a little bit unfortunate, especially your Signet Ring, that would kind of suck. You hope not to see it. Finds convincing. Oh, that's a big pull. That's a huge, huge pull there for Duke Leader there. Really, really strong. That gives him opportunities. Guild Administrator, if it gets around to him, which it will do. Maybe if something like Web of Power comes off as well, that's really good for him too. So I think that's a totally fine here. Should we get at least 2 troops in? I would be getting in all 3. In the hope that maybe there's worlds where you stop Baron Harkonnen here, but only puts in the 2. He's going to be disappointed here. Finding Helena's got both daggers as well, so that's a little unfortunate. Hundro Moritani has Seek Allies. Now, it's an interesting spot here. You could go Secrets. You could also early reveal and pick up Peddler and Voice, which looks really tempting. You know, try and monopolize a lot of water here. You can make a big shout for that's going to fund your Hardy Warriors as well, assuming we can get that in a couple of rounds. I would not be dismissing early revealing here. It's either that or you go Secrets. It's the only other legal spot you can go here. You could maybe get a Negotiator in, but I think if you're going to do that, I would be probably just revealing here. Voice is such a powerful card early game. It's to reveal, but he's going to go ahead and take Secrets instead. I really would have loved to have seen an early reveal here, I'm not going to lie. But and there's nothing wrong with keeping your Seek Allies card for your second rotation. I think that's totally fine. So I think that's, I would like to have seen a more aggressive declaration there, but never mind. He's going to kind of worry what he's got. Maybe he's going to pick up a Liaison, call it a day. Helena's going to pick up the Water Peddler, which is really good for her. Baron's going to have free to buy. Freighter Fleet pulls off here on the road. He's going to be taking that 100% at the time. Baron's Ambition turns up on the board as well. That's a pretty strong card. That in the hand of Duke Leto is absolutely destructive. But he can't afford it just yet. He is 1 short, unfortunately. He will be tying with Helena for a Spice in the combat. So, I really think should have put in the extra troop for the second Spice and made sure of it. And that was was trying to cheap it a little bit there. That was a little bit of a mistake. Anyways, Voice should be 100%. He's either Voice or Guild Chief Admin. I like Voice. I think Voice is just so strong early. I would be definitely picking this up. You can use that as well to do stuff and block trips to... instead of shipping, you can block Sword Mask. You can do lots of good stuff with that later on. So Voice is taken. Negotiating Withdrawal turns up on the road. This is the card that allows you to retreat your troops as part of your reveal to take influence. Very, very strong card. Hundro is going to be a bit awkward here with his free persuasion. Not a lot to go with here. Lido considering buying like Recruiter, but I think Liaison's fine, and I imagine we'll see Hundro do the same here. Hundro might refocus and draw a card. Lots of really strong 4-costers. Like, I would be doing this, yeah. Hope you don't pull your dagger. Doesn't. Wow, finds convincing arguments. So has all the options in the world here. Wow, do you go Negotiated? Do you go Boundless Ambition? Your Chief Admin feels a little clumsy. It's a tough one. I mean, oh, it's very tough. I mean, extra signet rings for Hundro is really strong, so I'd be taking that. Yeah, I think this is totally fine. Testing Humanity also turns up here in the card, so pretty good row. There'll be no combats played. Baron will take the victory. And he will be getting himself to Interstellar shipping next round. And it'll be a spice apiece for blue and green as we move on here to the next round. Everyone's got 2 troops in the garrison, which is pretty amazing after the first round here. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So second conflict is going to be the Imperial Basin, which is really strong as well. That 2 water, a fantastic second spot here. I would be barreling Hardy Warriors immediately here as Duke Leto. 100%. I think any combat where there is water available in like the second position and or first, I think Hardy Warriors goes up in value dramatically. But he's going to go ahead and take the Spice here. Maybe... Oh, no, I think you know what's going on here. Leto's considering taking Spice, conspiring, and it sets him up for his... It sets him up for his... Whatchamacallit? His Sword Master. You can get it cheaply, but looks like he's just going to go smuggling here. Kind of don't like it. I think you can be a lot more adventurous here in your movement. I think just the one smuggling is kind of not so good here. Yeah, and I think he's starting to see here. Gets your troops in as well. You know, you can get them in. You're probably going to secure... You're going to be securing a water because Baron is just never going to this combat. So you're guaranteed a water back by doing this. I think Hagar Basin... you mine this, put at least 1 troop in. You're getting the water back. He does have his signet ring, which I think he also wants to use, but there is less value for going to instead of shipping here because you're just never going to ship much because Baron's on your right. So I think I would have loved to have seen Hagar Basin conspire here. I mean, I'm always going to root for a conspire play because, you know, those of you who know me, you know, I try and sing its praise, but I really think that would have been a cool spot for conspire. Gets the troops in for the next combat as well. I think that's a little bit of a miss there. I would really love to have seen that. Hundro is going to go Hagar Basin instead so he can use his ring to start his shipping going. Curious to see if he's going to put the troops in here. I would probably hold off. And does so. Helena now. Helena's chance to go Hardy Warriors here. No one wants to go Hardy Warriors here. I'm really shocked. It's just sitting there waiting for someone to go for it. But Helena's going to look to reserve a card first and take care of that. Picks up Charisma. That's really good for her. Really strong. I like that. I like that a lot. Don't know if I'd have put the troops in right now, though. I would have waited. You're probably going combat somewhere or another here with this hand. So I'm not... You know, I think I would have probably... Maybe put 1 in, held off. It's going to take Guild Chief Admin to the side. Obviously, see shipping icons, take shipping icons. I would like to see Negotiator. Negotiator draw in Helena's hands is so powerful. I think that's a better card for overall. Because you remember, your city spaces are unblocked, so you can, as long as you've got city access and Negotiator draw in your hand, you can just get influence on demand there. So I think that's... I don't like that choice there from Helena. Baron's going to go troop transports, as he should do. He's going to start throwing some troops in. Might not throw them in this time. He does decide to do so. I don't... Yeah, I mean... I guess. You're going to be getting a war, I suppose. That's fine. Baron's going to accumulate some cash. We'll move on here. Leto's second chance to go Hardy Warriors, but doesn't look like he's going to do so. Looks like he's going to... But now he's running out of places to go Signet Ring. Now he might smuggle with Signet Ring, I suspect. No, he's going to get his Mentat doing it instead. That's also fine. He will surely chase... he's probably going to chase the Spacing Guild, but I don't really think it's that good for him. I'd like to see a different option, and it looks like he's going to do so. And I like to see this. This is good from Leto. I think this is awareness. I mean, it can't be bad to get there, but you're just never seeing much shipping here. You're not going to see it next round, and you're not going to see it for another, 4 rounds afterwards, so... I would like to have seen this perhaps somewhere else, but yeah, it's fine. 100 more Tyranny up next. Balance Ambition just sitting there. I mean, can you find it in you to go Hardy Warriors here? Hardy Warriors, but hold off on the Spice and use it for demand respect and steal access here. It's there to have. You get a little bit concerned, though, because obviously there are intrigues on the ground. You don't know what's going to happen here, but I think this is the bold play, and he's going to do it. This is nice. This is really nice. If he holds off on the Spice here, that'll be fascinating. He has to hold off on the Spice and go for demand respect. Oh, he's going to spend it. Well, he's never mind then, I suppose. He's gonna... I guess he can look to try and get smuggling next turn, and he'll look to take the, that there, I suppose. Oh, this is fine. It's such a good ring ability, I guess. This can't be a bad thing. And he'll just look to hit smuggling, in his next action, next round. I guess that's okay. Well, for Helena, which is fine. Baron will be taking the 2 water. Has the option to coal his dagger. I suspect we would see that. Tessie Humanity looks pretty good and we'll take it. Siege Reverend Mother turns up in the row here, by the way. Very strong card. There's a lot of Fremen going on here as well. Worm Riders, Liaisons. So that could see a lot of use here. It's a pretty fun row. Leader's got his extra action. I would be going probably... He's going Selective Breeding. Okay. So Leader's going to look to take his... thin his deck out here. So Leader's probably looks... He's eyeing up an early Spice Must Flow build here. Taking out his Doom Desert Planet card. So he's going to get to draw 2 more here. So he's just going to start thinning it down now. Pulls his Diplomacy. It's a little unfortunate, but it's a risky take. Had 6 cards in your hand there. So, you know, a third of the time you're going to see that. So, you know, it's a risky take. He's going to have 7 on reveal, though. So that's pretty nice. If any big cards come out like Jessica or Gurney, that'd be a very nice pick here. Hundra's gonna take the combat down here, surely. And by surely, I mean he will take the combat down. So he will be demand respecting for his 1 bump and then using smuggling for the 2nd. And that'll put a bit of a dampener onto Felk here. I would love to have seen Hundro like have the bravery to not spend the spice and use them both for the bump and just immediately steal the shipping from Felk here. But, you know, played it a little bit safer. Another liaison for him there. Helena with 5 to buy. Will be taking Guild Chief Admin by looks of it. Again, I really want to see you take a Negotiate Withdraw that. I think that's such a good card for you, but never mind. Considering Dr. Yue, which is a far better card for Helena than anyone else, again, because of no restriction on the city access. And the extra card draw is nice. So, I don't hate this with Helena. I think this is fine. But I would love to have seen Yue and Negotiated Withdrawal. Those would have been my 2 picks. Even having put that to the side, I think that's just such a better use. You just see so many Negotiated Withdrawals that way. But never mind. And 7 for Lido here. Lido surely taking Negotiated here. But Siege of Mother's also, which is really strong. Worm Riders, if he fancies getting aggressive, but he's got to build up the influence, and he is going to take Worm Riders here. This is an interesting choice for Lido. So, I mean, you feel like, again, you get Negotiated, there's 2 reveal, you're kind of building towards a Spice Must Flow at some point or another, but decides against it. Maybe he's going to use it to get the actual Spice to fund his Signet Ring, perhaps. I mean, that's reasonable. Anyways, Hunter's going to win it. He will be demand respecting for a bump here, or is he really going to hold off? No, he has to play one now, yeah, so there we go. He'll pay that for a bump. Surely you take it with the, wow. 100 Moritani, not even interested in, like, looking to hit smuggling. I am a little surprised. Maybe concerned Lido's going to get there in the way. I'm a little surprised by this. We'll see what goes on here. Anyways, Lido's going to be up 3rd here. Guildbank Crit is our next combat. So, plenty of Solari here. No one has their Swordmasters yet. All on the side. No one's got High Council, so the money will be very easy. It's pretty low Solari for 2 rounds in here. No one's anywhere near. Baron did not, is not there yet. So curious to see how this is going to proceed here. I think if I was leader, I'd probably be just going Mentat here with one of the daggers. And holding off on voice. I don't really like voicing here. Unless you go like Arakeen. Hope you pull your diplomacy again and then block fold space, I guess? I don't really like the voice opening. I'd rather leave this a little bit later on. Wait for some of the options to get taken down. Maybe wait for someone to get ready for Swordmaster. And then having already taken Mentat, you then block it. Yeah, I think that's a nicer option here. I would prefer to see that. Baron Harkonnen could go smuggling into the shipping, up and down, take the cash, and get his Swordmaster online. So having voice just to block that afterwards and having him take a Mentat would be really good and really cause some havoc for the Baron here. But he is going to go smuggling here, I guess. So 100 more times is going to feel a bit better if he decided not to go shipping. for the guild here. So he'll feel somewhat more justified, which is interesting. Curious what 100 wants to do here. Does he just want to barrel Hardy Warriors again here? Just to get some cash online? Get the alliance with the Fremen? Well, he can't actually do it. He doesn't have any water. I do apologize. He'd have to go steel suits for the double water, which, I mean, doesn't feel great, but your hand's not awesome. I guess he's got a little other choice, though. Yeah, you've committed down this far the path of not going to instead of shipping, so you've got to go all in now, really. Take that alliance and keep it away from the Baron. Helena here's got a pretty fun sort of hand. She will not be using Guild Chief Admin here. She's going to keep it for the bump. Takes a ton of spice here. I think Highliner's incoming. I've seen this happen. A few people have been playing around with this, kind of prepping up to get their second bump by going Highliner instead of going Fold Space. And the 6 spice means I suspect we will be seeing that. Installing from the Baron. We'll be paying for the intrigue. See what he picks up here. Finds Sham Shares. That's a big, big card for the Baron. That's just a victory point. What a monster draw that is. He'll feel pretty happy here. Lido's now going to take Mentat here instead. Might want to put the agent down first, however. Again, would like to have seen this first, but alas. This is fine. So Hunjo's got his alliance. What does he want to do here now? Kind of curious to see what the option is. Putting troops in feels horrible because everyone's got an action after you. You've already got city access. You could just go Carfax and just take the intrigue, I guess, and just stack the keep the troop garrison. That doesn't feel terrible. I think this is fine. I think this is totally fine. Ooh, finds double cross, so that's going to encourage him putting him in here because he's going to wait for someone else to put in just a cheap one and look to take that out here. That's going to generate you some cash. Helena is going to use, she's going to use the Guild Chief Admin to get rid of the dagger here by the looks of it. Okay. So, happy to sacrifice the shipping bump to get the dagger out. I guess this is fine. Helena's going to put in here with Highliners and is going to get a horrible awakening here when the double cross comes from Hundro. This is going to be very unfortunate for her. I think I would have put in more than 3 troops. I think I would have been put in 4. Just to make sure, but 3 is a little bit kind of tenuous. Baron might consider going Hardy Warriors here and let's take this down. Because he wants the money because of Charam shares. And of course his money is going elsewhere. But he's just going to go for the double draw. Finds Trader Free, which is huge. Finds Convincing Argument, which is also huge. Well, he's not going to be winning the combat here. It's going to be interesting to see what Hundred decides to do here. If he's double-crossing, who does he double-cross here? Whoever he doesn't double-cross will win the combat. Whoever he does, if it's Helena, he beats them. If it's the Baron, he'll tie, as it turns out. Curious to see which way he'll go here. I have a feeling he'll probably double-cross Baron here. I feel like I would probably be double-crossing Baron. But, I don't know. We'll see how he sees it. Back to Lido here. Lido's still got his voice here. Sea access is gone. There's nowhere else to put that. There's nowhere for that to go. Voice for the spice feels kind of like a bit meh. You're just picking up a loose spice and giving a spice to red here. Kind of don't really like this. I guess you're funding your ring for next round. So I guess that's a thing. Does officially have to put the token somewhere. In case someone's got like a recall here. So it has to put it somewhere. It's not going to matter where they put it this time. But people can have, recall agents and such. So it's got to go somewhere. And then we'll move on here. So 100's going to have 4 to reveal here. It's surely taking this. Double cross here is, I would imagine, it's probably covered. The question is, who do you double cross? Double cross isn't so valuable now, however, because both of them went in. So it's not as great, but I think I'd still be doing it. Siege Reverend Mother, maybe? You do have a liaison or 2. I cannot believe negotiated withdrawal has sat this long on the row. I'm absolutely astonished, but see to whoever it is. He's going to hold off on the double cross and just take the 2 Solari, I guess. Free for Helena. We'll take the Bene Gesserit's sister, which is fine. An engineer turns up on the row. Is anyone likely to get free techs here? It's variable. Baron probably most likely. So this will take the Alliance surely for Spacing Guild, and that will power up his ability to hit the Sword Master. And we'll put an extra troop with the troop transports here. So maybe another reason why Lady J turns up on the row. One of the best cards of the game. Lady Jessica turns up here. Very strong for the 7 reveal. Shame they didn't turn up last round for Lido. But alas. So Lido's going to have 3 to rebuy here. I think Liaison looks good. Court Intrigue is also on the deck. I do like Court Intrigue. I think it's an underrated card, but you do need the intrigues to help cycle that. And, you know, it doesn't really suit everyone heavily here, I guess. So that's going to be resolved as is. So 2 Solari for Hundro, 4 for Helena. Baron's going to take the 6, so his plan has worked out very nicely here. Challenge shares will be cashing for a point. Felkdav here, early favourite in this game. No question here. And he picks up Negotiate Withdrawal as well, so Baron Harkonnen looking real juicy favourite here. For this early encounter. Alright, victory points starting to come up here now as well. Desert Power, the next combat here. Troops in garrison for both Helena and the Baron. Helena will be able to get to Swordmaster before Baron. Baron finds his Test of Humanity card. I would like to see Baron actually go Mentat here with Signet Ring. And then use Test of Humanity after everyone else has made their moves. And then force them to start, like, discarding cards they don't want to. Or troops that they don't want to. A very cool thing you can do with Test of Humanity is, like, if you can, like, get hold of Mentat and Swordmaster in the same round, you can play it once everyone else has revealed. And that way they have no cards they can discard. So if they've got troops in combat, they're forced to lose them. They have no choice. Very, very cool when you can do that. Not always the most principled move, but at least it looks good. 100's going to be up first, however. 100 with a bit of an awkward hand here. Finds both daggers with his boundless and signet ring. So lots of shipping available here. Might he be considering going to smuggling with, like, his signet ring? And maybe up and down? Take Chow Murky? That looks pretty good. Could also take holo projectors, maybe, but I don't think Hunter's going to be looking to really holo project out his boundless ambition. He must be using that for the ability. There's no great 5 value cards on the road currently yet, so I think I would like to probably see Signet Ring here, up and down. Charmurky is a lot bigger in a group format like this, but there's points for all positions rather than just winner takes all here. Every point matters. So Chow Murky, you know, the 2 intrigues is nice, but being able to just win tiebreakers and knowing that's the case is really huge in a group format. But it looks like he's going to go Boundless first here. What's he considering here? What would you go here? Like, Selective? Going Secrets with this? Interesting choice. Okay, so he's going to wait on it, and he's going to look to use his ring here to get troops in and do it this way. So, Helena... Oh, Helena actually had access to... I hadn't even picked that up there, so she's going to get that, so it's fine. Liet Kynes on the deck now. Wow, another big card here. That is going to be... Wow, Helena puts away Jessica, turns up Liet Kynes. Pretty insane. So Baron's going to take the Swordmaster here. Again, if Baron could find a way, well, he'd have to use his Test Humanity for Mentat, but it'd still be a cool move. Picks up Machine Culture. Wow. So, game-telling Baron, pick up some techs. And he really should look to do so. Lido's going to go Hardy Warriors, it looks like. I don't think I'd be putting the troops in yet. He's accidentally added an extra troop here by accident. He has got his hardy. Problem is he's got the Worm Riders in hand here, so he's looking to use his Signet Ring to get the second point, and then look to get the extra 4 swords online is the plan. So I guess this is fine. So here comes the second ring. Where do you want to go here? You got 2 water. I think Hager Basin's fine. You got Private Army. You're also like you also are looking to get hold of a tech here, but you still want to take the cash so you can get your Swordmaster. Or High Council, maybe. So I think Hager Basin is fine here. I think this is totally acceptable. And he'll obviously pay for the ring here. So what does he take? I really would love to see Chow Murky here. I think Chow Murky's the better pick. Well, Objectives is nice, but I don't think it's a big deal for you. But he's going to go Hollow Projectors. Hollow Projectors is a totally fine tech, but I feel Chow Murky may be slightly stronger here. But he's going to err differently, I guess. Andro looking to race Bene Gesserit as well. Try and get 2 alliances and just hold on for dear life. Trying to outrace the Baron here early game. Does take the cash, of course, so can look to get hold of Swordmaster fairly soon. Don't really need to be doing this right now, but okay. You can wait. Why give free information away? Artillery is the next tech here, which is pretty nice. Allows an extra sword for each other sword here. Not been a lot of swords on the deck, however, so of limited use. Helena will also get Swordmaster here, courtesy of her infiltration. And now we're going to kind of see how much people want to fight for this combat here. Going to be interesting. Baron doesn't actually have a lot of money here because of Cham shares. He's actually only got 2 Solari. What's Baron's move here? You got two actions. You got your diplomacy card. You want to be using that. I think Still Suits isn't terrible. Wealth also isn't bad. I could get behind a wealth play. Remember, that 7 of that Solari is going, so you actually don't have that much. You also have now lost sole access to shipping here, so I kind of like a wealth play. You need to start building up to get that 2 persuasion somewhere or another. And I think the cash can still be of use, so I think I like this. I think this is totally fine. Kind of a holding move. Baron might reveal early for Liet Kynes. Not impossible. Here comes Lido with the Signet Ring here, so we'll be using this to get the... Ooh, okay, I like this. So it's going to get the High Council for cheap. I like this move. This is really nice. This is really nice here. And then this will be going to the Fremen to get the swords online. Players will be knowing that's the case. So 6 to buy here for Duke Leader. He's eyeing up Liet Kynes. And it's a big card for him as well with Worm Riders and as well as the Liaisons. It's a really nice move there from Tutux. Or Tutux. Double Cross here is now played. So waited for now, which I think's fine. Has to do it now. Can't wait any longer. We'll reveal for the 2 swords. Will not be buying here. Has the 2 spice in hand as well. So, yeah. A little unfortunate with Lido, but if people are paying attention, they know Worm Riders is in his hand here. So this is definitely the right move from Hundro here. The problem with Lido, his deck's empty, so there's no ambiguity. They know that Worm Riders is there. So you can't hide it. But Helena is going to steal here. That will give her the 6 even. Oh, it will give her 6, so she'll take Lady J instead. I would have still considered maybe taking Liet Kynes, but I guess this is fine. Lady J is like top 3 card in the game, so this can't be bad. But so's Liet Kynes. She's up there. So Lady J taken. And now, yeah, now Baron here is going to use Tessie Humanity here. So players now... So, Red is forced to lose a troop here. They have no choice. Lido's the only one with an option. The order of Tessie Humanity is done clockwise officially, so it goes this way around. But Hundro has no choice here. So, Lido's going to make a choice. Does he lose the troop, or does he lose the card here? I'll be honest, I just dropped Worm Riders. It's fine. You want to be building up for Liet Kynes here. It's too big a card. But keep the troop in. So I drop Worm Riders, keep the troop in, there's still a spice. But Hundred will be taking this down here with Private Army. He will be taking this one here. So 6 for Leto. Liet-Kind's taken. It's a huge card for him. Leto kind of lagging a little bit here, so if he can get some decent card draw going here, build up some water maybe, find some trips to research stations or something, that'd be really big here. It's going to be difficult to achieve, however. Leto with 3, In the Shadows turns up, very fortuitous for the Baron. That's a ridiculous pull for him. And Hundro is, I would imagine, surely paying for Private Army here. And has to, yep. So Hundro will take the combat down. Desert Power taking it. Gets him to 6 points. Baron being starved of combat VPs, which he really wants here. So this is good. This is good spot for Nut. Kind of keeping his nose in front of the Baron. Baron's being somewhat mitigated. 2 combat VPs for Hundro there. Really good. And we will move on to the next round. So big round coming up here. It will be Helena to begin. Helena will get access to Interstellar Shipping, so we'll hit there first, barring something very surprising. Grand Conspiracy still in hand. She needs to start trying to find a way to that. Remember, it needs Dreadnoughts, a Spice Must Flow, High Council seat, and 2 factions at 4 VP. She is nowhere near any of those currently, so that is a problem. Anyway, here comes this. I think she'll just go down and up. I don't think she's going to up and down and take Chow Murky. It's a bit of a punt. She's considering it. And I like that the consideration's being made. But I think down and up seems a more reliable play here. Don't need to, no one else is going for it just yet, so I think this is fine. Gonna take the cash. Obviously has a mind on High Council. And then Baron's going to be up here. Baron has negotiated with withdrawal, but has a really poor hand. Other than that, he's going to really struggle to get these troops in here. In fact, his only way to get troops is that. Wow, this is a horrible hand for Baron Harkonnen. He's in real trouble here. I'll be mentatting immediately. You've got to get another card in hand here. This is a horrendous hand. I think, yeah, immediately, but he's going to go... What's the plan here? Is he smuggling? Is he taking the spice? He's going to take the spice here. Curious to see what the plan is from the Baron. I would have been hitting Mentat pretty quickly here, but obviously has different plans. Leto will take it instead. It denies Leto as well. Leto finds diplomacy. That's pretty nice. Got a high persuasion hand there. Could actually buy Spiceless Flow with a reveal. Might find a way to go tech negotiation and fire off diplomacy for something. That would be kind of nice. 100 Moritani up next. Citra and Mother in hand. Liaison in hand. It's round 5, so we've still got a bit of distance to go here. Liaison's going to get played out here, which I think's okay. So not interested in buying space just yet. Going to use that to take Swordmaster. I think this is fine. So Helena has all sorts of stuff in her hands here. So here's the High Council, as was suspected. So starting to make movements towards Grand Conspiracy. Interesting that she uses that and not Signet Ring to do so. I'm kind of a little bit surprised there. Finds convincing argument, which is kind of nice. So 6 persuasion in hand, which is okay, but not really doing a lot there, so I'm not too happy about that. Baron argument is just going to smuggle here. There's no way Baron can do anything with negotiate withdrawal here. It's just completely dead this round. So, a little unfortunate here, I guess, to draw it now. Would like to have left it for one more turn, but alas. Leto's going to fire off diplomacy here. I think I would have gone tech negotiation first. So you can still buy spies here. So it's a little risky. If someone goes tech negotiation, you are in trouble here. It would have been securing that victory point regardless. And I think that's why he's maybe second guessing here. I think you got to go tech negotiation first, and then just use diplomacy on something. And I think that's the consideration here. Whoa! Fire in the voice. Well, I don't know if I like this. I think that Spice Must Flow point's pretty big. Find secret forces. Secret Forces is online, does have high council seat. Wow. Wow, okay. That's not a bad pull, but again, I'm really surprised. I would have gone for sure dagger and just diplomacy a spot somewhere. Probably diplomacy the false spot and get the point. Yeah, little disappointed. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it, but never mind. I think this is okay, but this feels a little inaccurate. This just a point, because the problem is you've got to have like 6 persuasion in hand, but what are you doing with 6 persuasion? There's nothing really interesting to buy, so you kind of got to go all or nothing. Like if there was decent cards on the row, Web of Powers, you know, any decent 3, 4, 5 cost, I think this is fine. But the fact that the row it's pretty dead. There's not a lot going on here. I would have been making sure of that victory point for Spice Must Flow there. So I think that would have been a better move. You might disagree, and you're totally within your powers too, but I feel you got to min-max sometimes, and I think that was an ideal spot for that. Hundro Mortari is going to be up next here. So Hundro looks like he's going to use the Reverend Mother here in order to actually... He's not going for Spice Must Flow. We know that from using the Liaison straight away, so he's going to look to trash something. Don't know why he's trashing. It's just a random dagger. Secrets is fine. Secures the alliance. Gets up to 7 victory points. Pulls two intrigues. Poison Super and Karen Turrets found. Both fine. I'd probably be getting rid of like a dagger here. I think that's totally fine. And it is indeed a dagger that is removed. Can use Poison Snooper, getting rid of the Reconnaissance. Knew that was the next card as well. So that is trashed. Again, I feel like it's just a little thing, but I would be rather playing these intrigues later on in the turn, just to keep your opponents guessing as much as possible. Give them a little bits of information. Anyways, Helena's going to fire in with Hardy Warriors, which makes total sense. You're getting the water back from Water Peddler, so this is totally fine. And Baron Harkonnen continues to be sad over this hand here. It is a pretty brutal hand, but I think the chance to go Mentat was there, and I would have liked to have seen that. I think the smuggling was... You know, I know you're setting up for next round getting your interstellar shipping bump off, which I guess is reasonable. But I would like to have seen Mentat. I guess either's fine. Depends how you see it. Do you buy Chalmurky? I'd be considering buying Chalmurky here. You've got... no, he's going to take artillery instead. I mean, I guess. I mean, surprised no one's taking Chalmurky though. I would have been tempted to do it with Baron there. It's going to be a close scrap with red for the win. And those 2 intrigues are fine, because you know you can use Windfall and Chown whenever you want. So there was no danger of, like, not being able to play anything. But also it's interesting getting Machine Culture off as well. So wants to look to get that. Either way, it's fine. Wind Traps is the next tech here. Pretty good for Baron, actually. He can get that really, really super cheap. That will get him a point here. Now, interesting to see what 100's going to do here. Baron looks like he's going to get a really cheap second place here, which is a bit of a surprise. I'm amazed that no one else fired in here. I'm surprised Lido didn't go in when he pulled Secret Forces, having hit Carfag, but decided not to. Hundro's just going to diplomacy to, like, wealth or something, I guess. I don't really see what else there is particularly to do this turn. Might also go Imperial Basin and just look to take some spies. But does need to start getting these 2 VPs with the Emperor and Spacing secured, and has no problems with either of them. Might take a chance and hope that Lido doesn't go there. Feels a bit risky. That's a couple of spies you are giving up, but you've got no troops in garrisons. It's not a big deal. That's what you want to do here. But Hundro's got 7 points and wants to shut this game out before Baron can catch up, because Baron is about to start threatening to catch up here. So I think wealth is better. You want to just start racing these 2 VPs as fast as you can and just look to get this game shut out before the conflict freeze come out. Baron looks pretty good for these combats. Len doesn't look too bad for him either. It's definitely not you. Like, you've really got no more combat potential really in this game. So you need to be securing these 2 points super quickly and then try and buy a Spice Flow or something and just try and end this game as soon as physically possible. Dottier taken for Helena, doing a bit of fishing. Gurney Halleck turns up on the row here. Huge card. That's a huge card for Lido. Lido can buy Gurney Halleck now. Actually has the potential to buy that and surely will do. Big card. So here comes Windfall along with Charm Shares. Oh, he's going to hold on to Charm Shares, I guess, as long as possible. Doesn't really matter. The 2 Slavi is spent, expecting to get hold of the entry, which he will do. Very cheap. Baron has had a lot of cheap cash this game. Really, really a lot of cheap cash. Has been very fortunate. His Charm Shares has been basically free. Just a victory just given by his opposition. 6 for Lido. Seems hard not to pull Gurney Halleck here. You do have Liat Kynes, however. But I think this is fine. I think it was blue that picked up Liat Kynes. And that's going to be all for this one. So Helena will take Mentat next round. Baron with some money and intrigue on the house. Hundro's still got a reveal for free. I don't really think Hundro's got a lot going on here. Would I buy anything as Hundro? I'd be tempted to buy Court Intrigue. Just to get that point secured at the end, does so. Just to secure that. I think that's fine. So that is going to be comment resolved here. So Helena, bear in mind, with Grand Conspiracy, still needs to find their way to a Spicer's Flow or some influence. I don't think they're ever realistically buying 2 Dreadnoughts this game. Picks up Dispensation. That's a real big draw for her. Gets the high cancel. So that's 2 spice whenever she wants it. Fremen bump for Baron there. May have some Larcenous Thoughts later on. I don't know. In the Shadows, not yet online, however. But Hundred might have some problems with this Throne Alliance for all this said and done. Anyways, Baron's up first. I think Baron is considering how to get this alliance, and I think this is definitely on here. Baron's going to have to play Theta Freak, though, here, because does not want to use Negotiate Withdrawal. I think there's Larcenous Thoughts on hand here. Going to be buying Flagship, getting the troops in here, and Fremen Alliance is in real trouble. You will see surely a Fremen bump here. Or does he wait on the bump and look to hit a Fremen spot late and ambush Hundro here? If you do it now, it feels a bit open. Oh, yeah, the problem is now it's like, it feels kind of obvious it's coming. So, Hundro is surely going to retaliate with Hardy Warriors. And 100% should do. I would have liked to have perhaps seen the bump just at Wealth, the Emperor, to secure that point, and then try and make a late dive with Diplomacy to one of the spots. And then, whichever one you do, pay for flagships, get the troops in, and then it's a lot harder for Hundred to do much about it. Now it's kind of obvious, and he will have a chance to defend here. And it'd be horrendous if Hundro decides against it. Baron's Ambition in hand. Not going to be able to use the Spice, unfortunately. Might use Teacher of a Mother instead, actually. I mean, I probably would be. Not really going to get any... There's no way of using the ring for Baron's Ambition. Unless someone goes Imperial Basin late and lets him have the bump with the Spice. So, that's an argument. Doesn't have access to Imperial Basin, notably. Lido's going to take the Spice anyway. So, that makes Baron's Ambition feel a lot nicer now. So, might well do it. Oh, here's an interesting play. Play Boundless Ambition first, and then use Teacher of a Mother, and then use that to trash Boundless Ambition. You trigger the Unload effect, and then you can pick up Esmar Tuek. Or you pick up the Ixion Engineer and deny that to the Baron. That feels really nice, actually. That's a really cool way of denial, and you still get your bump with Boundless, and I don't think it's... I think it's fine. You're not going to see it again. Got 11 card hand. You might well see Boundless again before the game is over, but I think that's fine. That'd be pretty cool. Whether Hundro will see it and whether Hundro will think that it's worth it is another question entirely, but I think the opportunity is there. Esmar is also available if you just want the resources, but just taking Ixion Engineer out of the equation for Baron, denying him that point, it's pretty big. Leo, by the way, finds... Wow, look at Leo's hand here. Finds Liat Kynes, finds Worm Riders, finds a Liaison, so Leo's buying Smuster's Flow this turn. Goes with the Spice here. Did he spend his point? He did take the Bene Gesserit point. Whoops, sorry. So that gets him at that point there. Lido up to 5 here. Lido making decent progress in the late game so far. He's got his 4 Alliance VPs, but he needs to find points elsewhere. Technically, Lido's hand currently revealing for 12. Lietkind counts for 6. 2 for Herb, 2 for the Worm Riders, and 2 for Liaison. So just a bit of maths here from Lido. So can play whatever cards, really. Like, pretty much, unless Test Humanity comes, which you'd be a little concerned of, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the Spice here. And you absolutely should not be turning that down. Anyways, on to Hundro. Hundro's going to discard that, showing again, not interested in the Spice here. So here comes the response. It doesn't go this way. It said, again, I really would have loved to have seen do it the other way around here. I think it would have been super cool. But in any event. And just going to trash that, yeah. So no Spice or slow intentions from Hundro. Hundro's going to try and take this last point by combat, I guess. Hoping for, probably hoping for, like, economic, perhaps, to get a second place. This is going to selective breeding. Yep, makes total sense. We'll trash the Peddler, I would imagine, for the water. Helena looking fairly tempted to pick up a Spiceless Flow this turn. Needs to get on with it. Only 3 points currently, so it has some work to do. There's Lady J. First time actually getting in hand here. Pretty unfortunate to only find her at the back bottom of the deck. I would not do further drawing. You want to make sure you see that. So here comes the chase. The chase continues. Hundro now realizes he's in trouble. He now realizes his alliance is in absolute jeopardy here. Is there a way he can save it? That's the problem here. Is there any way Hundro can save this now? Lido just reveals. Wow, Lido just reveals. Unbelievable. I would have at least gone to, like, tech negotiate something with the Liaison, but fine. So just reveals for the swords and 12 persuasion. Happy just to crack on here. I would have gone tech negotiation, take, like, steel suit or something. It's a water for a spice. It can't be bad. I'm pretty sure it is 12. I will stay out of this, as usually the way. If they want me, I'm here. If they're unsure. If there is clarification of rules, you know, us, myself, or CJ, whoever, you know, our job here is to commentate for you guys. We're not here to run the games. But if they want clarification on something, then, you know, we are available. That is something allowed to them. Kind of like a fourth official job we play here as well sometimes. But the games are largely self-run, so I am surprised Lido didn't just, like, yeah, I would have liked to have seen Liaison just get played. But I guess it's fine. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, nothing's materially changed. That is the rules. As long as nothing materially changed, like, you've shown your cards, but if you still do a move, you're totally allowed. I was about to say there that I think they are having the conversations, okay, so decides against it anyways, pulls the Spice, calls it a day. Has 3 to buy, another Liaison's fine. You're going to want to try and find more Lietkind action here. But the problem is, it's got a 17 card deck, so it's going to be hard to get a lot of efficiency out of this. You do well to get another point out of her. It's going to be tricky. Anyway, so early reveal from Lido takes the point. So, Hundro up next, and Hundro must realize the alliance is surely gone. And there's nothing he can do about it. The only hope he's got is he goes to Wealth and somehow finds bribery or finesse with his cycle. I don't think he's going to keep Clarence. I imagine he'd cycle that out. So, probably, oh no, Helena, no, don't play it. No, 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 you don't want to play it. You want to make sure you draw it next hand. Your deck's a little big. Oh, don't know if I like this. You want to be getting the most hits out of her as possible, because now you do that, but it's like, what's it really doing for you? You've got 2, 5, you've got 9 persuasion exactly, so this is now tricky. You've lost persuasion on that round there. Didn't like the Lady Jessica play. I would have definitely kept hold of her there. The 3 persuasion's fine. Use reconnaissance, go to Arakeen. Oh, no, even Arakeen, just do anything. So, Baron's just going to go ahead, and Baron's going to play. He can't play it. He has no action out of In the Shadows. He can't play this, can he? Oh, he's going to win the combat, so he'll just get the bump that way. So he can play Negotiate or Draw if he wants. In the Shadows is not active, so he's just gonna use it. I guess this is fine. Carthag it will be, or Arakeen. Either's good. I'd probably go Carthag. I don't think the card draw is massive for you. Like, you're not really doing anything with it. High Council. High Council it is. Okay. This is also acceptable. So, Hundro must know the alliance is gone here. That is pretty sad. It's a big blow to Hundro here. And I would wager that probably puts Baron back in the driver's seat in this game. Baron was strong early, but Hundro had made some good moves middle game. As we're gearing up to the conflict freeze, however, Baron probably favourite again, however. Lido's done well to keep themselves in touch here, however. Helena sort of struggling a little bit. Lido had a pretty dicey early game, but has come back well. Lido's always a really good chaser, mainly because of his, having proven diplomacy just means that you're so often going to get those... You're basically going to get those full victory points regardless. So he's a really good chase, even if you have a not very good middle game. Anyways, he's obviously passed, so Hundro it is. Hundro's only move is to go Wealth, cycle out cannon turrets, and find either Finesse or Bribery. There are 42 intrigues, so you've got a 1 in 20 of finding one of those 2 intrigues. But if you do, you save your alliance. I think you got to play it. Like, what else are you doing here? Smuggling's doing nothing. It's the only move you got. He gets to the victory point. Can he get crazy lucky here? Can he find it? Cantos has got to go. It's no good here. Oh. I shouldn't have got involved there. It's that one. Because that is cannon turrets. And there we go. Good luck. See where Red gets it. And Red doesn't find it. Finds ambush. That is not good enough. So, Friend Alliance is gone. Had a free punt. It was a 5%. I mean, you know, you take your 5%. Occasionally you're going to hit them. Anyways, Helena's going to be up next here. Helena's going to go Research Station. I guess if you're going to use Lady J, you might as well go Research Station as well. I guess this is fine. That way you're still getting her back to that. So you're going to discard and destroy the dagger. So she's getting a Spice of Slow. She's got a lot of persuasion. I make that 11, 13 plus High Council. It's a lot of persuasion. Anyways, there's the bump there. And yeah, of course, not a surprise. Hundro knows it's gone. Would not have played Negotiate Withdraw otherwise, so knew it was gone there. Has 4 to buy. Has left himself short for getting Ixion Engineer, however. That is a bit of an interesting... Had to do it, I guess, for Negotiate Withdraw. The Alliance point's more important. But a bit of a problem here to not pick up Ixion Engineers, it turns out. Hunter's going to reveal for free. Not really much going on for Hundro. I probably wouldn't buy. I mean, I'd buy probably a Liaison. There's 2 left. You got Citra Rim Mother going. I mean, Liaison's fine. I think you've already picked up a couple, though, so be a little bit careful of that. I think one more's okay. Helena's got a free move. What would I be doing here with Helena? Probably Secrets. Just secure the point. Get an Intrigue. I think that's fine. And we'll do so. Fine strategic push, not really doing a lot, unfortunately. And we'll reveal by Spice of Flow. Get up to 4 points. And we'll maneuver on from there. Does have another free to buy, but I probably would not be purchasing here. I think this deck is a little sizable, but I guess another Liaison. Get the last one. I guess can't be bad. You got one. You go in Spice plus Flow strats. But decides against it. It was a Doom Planet. Couldn't remember what it was. So Baron wins. So Baron takes the Alliance. We'll also put the other points probably into the Emperor, I would imagine. So he's going to put him up to 7. He's going to take the lead on tiebreak currently against Hundro Moritani. As we move on to the conflict freeze here. Helena does have troops in garrison. Helena must win this next combat to get back in contention here. Strategic Push might find some use in the end. Helena's got a lot of work to do in this game. A lot of work to do. Helena pulls a bit of a weird hand here. Not a great hand for Baron. Hunter's hand's also not... Man, no one's drawn really any of their power cards. They're all just sitting in the deck here. Hunter and Moritani might end up going... might go Research Station here. Would not be surprised to see that. You want to be keeping that away from the Baron's hands as well. You feel like it's a pretty obvious place for him to go. Baron's got Challenge Shares, Machine Culture as well. So Baron, big favourite for the win here. There's distance yet. Lita will go up and down here. Where would I be taking the influence bump? I mean, you got to challenge something. I'd probably be going Emperor. It looks pretty difficult for Lido to get beyond third place here. So I'm probably looking to target Helena here. Try and put some pressure on. Try and at least secure that third place. Just make it a little bit awkward for her. I think this is fine. 2 troops in as well. Bear in mind, does still have Secret Forces. Might have Larson's Forts. Combat is Grand Vision. So the question is alliances. And Emperor Alliance is absolutely wide open here. There could be some potential larceny for, like, the Spacing Guild, maybe. With Helena, she can find a way to getting there. Somehow. I don't know how she'd do it. I mean, maybe she could take that, and then if Hunter doesn't get access to instant shipping, she could then take the bump with the instant shipping in the next round. So Grand Vision's not dead. Some people really hate this combat. I think it's fine. It depends a little bit on the situation. It's much more situational. That's the point. But everyone has value for winning this combat here. Everyone can take the Emperor Alliance. There are alliances to be stolen. So this is an interesting combat here. And the Free Spice second place is hardly bad with the intrigue. Anyways, Hunter's going to up first. So Hunter's going to look to get the ring in. I think I'd be going Research Station still. You got to deny it to the Baron. It sucks to, lose the thing. I would be considered... Maybe. But the problem is you've trashed a lot of your high persuasion cards. Convincing's gone. Oh my goodness. Finds Siege Reverend Mother. Finds Boundless as well. Wow. Big draw here. Hunter has 9 persuasion exactly. And well, here we go. Helena is taking the water. So that's prep. I mean, this is actually not bad for her. This obviously gives her a chance. She's going to use UA to go to Research Station. And there goes Ixie Engineer out of the Baron's grasp. But is buying Dreadnoughts as well. So making a late punt for Dragon Conspiracy. She's got the spice and she's got the High Council. She needs to find 2 Dreadnoughts. If she can win this combat and use Strategic Push, she gets the money to get the second one. Memo Quarters turns into our next tech here. That's a big tech here actually as well. That's big for Lido. It's big for Helena. That's pretty nice. Someone could be going there early, and I think Baron's going to die for it immediately here. I would be definitely doing this as Baron. 100%. And does indeed do so. Yep, takes Memo Quarters on the spot. We'll use that to get the Bene Gesserit point, surely. So that gets him up to 8. If he can... If he can find another point somewhere... Oh, that has him in 9! He has 9 in Challenge Shares! This could well be the last round of the game. Unless an alliance gets stolen here. He just reveals and uses Charum, and that's 10 points. Baron looking to close this one out now. Can anyone take the Spacing Alliance? He has to reveal early, though, so if someone can win the combat and take the Spacing bump, specifically Helena, if she can find a way there, this turn, she would be able to keep the game going. Wow, this is interesting now. This is really interesting. Oh, Lido has gone Mentat. Pretty horrendous pull. Use Fold Space, pulls another dagger and Convincing. That's a horrendous draw. Oh, if Helena could find a way to a diplomacy and hit Fold Space and win the combat, it would be monstrous, but I just don't see how it's possible. Baron might be fortunate here. If this game was to go another round, this could well have been stolen from his grasp here, but it's hard to see how it doesn't happen now. It's really difficult to see how someone doesn't take the alliance here. I think we're going to see a Fold Space here as well. Yeah, just don't cement this here. He has to take the point here, so it looks like Baron's going to take this one down. Here comes the research station here. Oh. There is options here. If Helena went smuggling and used Guild Chief Admin and somehow still won the combat, she could take the Alliance. Baron Harkonnen's got a delay. He's going to go Arakeen to redraw here. He's going to buy some time. Knew he was going to get something. Oh, this is really horrible. Helena has to know it's happening before it happens. Plans of him. Plans turns up. Wow. Monster card. It's no good to him, but he knows no one else has it. Baron Harkonnen looks like he's going to win this one. Baron Harkonnen looks pretty good here. Oh, Leto almost needs to not get involved in this combat. Needs to let Helena win this. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame here. Also, I mean, finds sisters. See what the sisterhood here. If it had been the guild bump, he could have taken the Alliance, or bribery, or finesse. Here comes Secret Forces, and this is going to seal it for the Baron here. Leader's going to take this one down, as he kind of has to do, but this is going to mean Baron Harkonnen is going to win the very first game of the tournament here. I cannot see a way he doesn't win this game now. This is great news for the Baron. I don't see any way that this can be avoided here. Also, Hundred Moritani... Oh, you gotta... What's he... Oh, he's going to take the... Do it the high counter here. So Hundred's going to get the point here for 9. Is 9 going to be good for second spot? Most likely here. So it looks like it's going to be a Baron victory. Just going to take that. Kind of a nothing move, but it's like it doesn't particularly matter here. So Baron's going to win this one here. He's going to have 10 on the deck. 1 for Spice Must Flow. 1 for Charm Shares is going to get him to 10. Machine Culture for 11 will secure the victory. I don't see how anyone else catches. Hundro looking at 9. Leto can take the Emperor Alliance, so Leto's looking at 7. Helena's probably going to have 6 unless she can find a way to win this combat, which she's not going to be able to do. So it looks like Baron's going to win this one after a bit of a mid-game scare. Hundro for second. Leto third, Helena fourth. It looks like. Baron may be a little fortunate at the way this last turn worked out here. There was definitely potential for this alliance, his alliance to be stolen there, but the game would have continued, and his next turn would have looked really dicey. But no one else really drew their power cards early. Somewhat unfortunate here, but that is how this is going to look. Probably the right winner on the whole for the opening game of the tournament. I think probably on the whole. Bit of a shame. There could have been some more creative. Well, I mean, Hunter's going to be able to take is going to be able to take Hunter's alliance here, by the way, but it's not going to make any difference to the end scoreline. Hunter maybe could have been a bit more adventurous early on with winning the combat, but not spending the spice for demand respect. It held on to that and backed himself to win. He would have taken immediate access to shipping and and that might well have turned this game, turned the middle game much more into his favor and got him in a much better position than what he was. And as it was, took him too long to really get into the game, and then Baron just got those intrigue values as he tends to do. So, a little bit of a shame. Would not replay the game or not? I don't know. A little unsure. Curious to see. We will be having a chat with the players at the end of the game, if they so wish. Hopefully they will. Now, we'll be putting that question to Nat there and wonder if maybe he considered holding on and using that to take that, but alas. So 9 points for Hundro. Helena's going to reveal for some spice to take the 6th point here. Does not get... Grand Conspiracy does not get a point for opening in the end as well. Does not have full influence anywhere. Only has the 1 Dreadnought. Needed 1 more turn to get the value out of Grand Conspiracy. But it's not going to work out that way. So just going to take the spice. Yeah. Lido just needed 1 more turn, and it would have. I would have been fascinated to see what the next turn was. It would have been Imperial Basin, so would have been a trump for Hundro. But we're never going to see it. That is going to be all she wrote here. GG's to the Baron. We'll take the alliance from Hundro. There are some intrigues still to take as well. There are endgame resources to have. See if anyone pulls any last-minute endgame intrigues, maybe to find something. Strong Arm, too late for that. Calculated Hire, too late as well. That is going to be all for the opening game of the contest. Let's go have a chat with the players.
Yeah, I didn't play too good this game. I think I should have maybe just given up on it or tried to only get 1 point. Like, I took a bunch here for no reason.
This is really hard.
Didn't get the alliance. I should have got Dreadnought earlier if I could.
This can be really bait. This can be really bait.
Yeah.
It was kind of a hi everyone. It was kind of a cagey opening game, I think. There was some chances, I think, for players to play kind of really out there early on. But like if this had got another round, and Baron would have been in some interesting spots in the next combat. That would have been tricky. Plans in Plans was useful to find, but it would have been tricky. But I think there was definitely some spots for players to play a bit more aggressively early on. There was one I was very curious about with Nacht here. There was an interesting spot for you early with the Demand Respect. I was really wondering if you were considering not using the spice for the shipping and using the double bump for to get that and then rock and roll from there, but you decided against it.
I didn't have the spice.
You had two
to
at the
get
time.
the double bump.
Yeah, you had two. Yes. You had 2 at the time, and you played Boundless, I think it was, and decided to when you went Hardy Warriors to get the troops.
But I need the ships.
But you win the combat. You get instead of shipping immediately. It was there. It was a gutsy play to make. I don't think everyone would have done, but there was a few occasions people could have played. I think played fine. It was a little cagey for an opening game, I guess. I think anyone played particularly bad.
I was pretty well ahead in the mid game. I just could somehow not.
Yeah. You definitely pulled it back. Baron was massive favorite early. You made it competitive for a while, but just ran out of steam a little bit, I think, towards the end. And Baron had the intrigues. Baron found Charm shares immediately, and just got loads of free cash this game as well with Guild Bank Raid and such. So. Was able to pay for tons of stuff.
Funnily enough, this would have been active for me, so maybe I should have kept it.
Yeah, that was the other interesting point. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. Grand Conspiracy, Demand Respect, like early game, I think is really hard to turn down, because if you can win 2 spies, you get there early. That's super good. But as it turns out, you would have got the extra point. It wouldn't have mattered, I suppose, in the end, however. Wouldn't have made the biggest difference. But I think it was an interesting game. I think folks you will watch back and kind of maybe think could have done this or that differently. But Baron kind of managing to ride the waves and get through this one in the end. So I think probably the right winner in the end.
Oh, I'm just at 8. I thought it would be a 9. I guess I was
No, because you lost the alliance at the very end. So
yeah.
Oh, I lost the second alliance to Blue. Wow.
Yeah, Blue stole it. And unfortunately, it's a shame as well. It's like not even like if you have like bribery or something like that, this alliance gets stolen. This game goes another round, but no one had the way to do it, sadly.
I mean, I tried to take the Fremen alliance from the Baron to stop him.
Yeah, that was brutal as well. I mean, you had like a 5% on the wealth.
He did take it back. That was a bit annoying.
Yeah, there wasn't much you could do about that. I mean, you had like a 5% chance of finding bribery or finesse here, and if you do, the alliance is saved, and it's a totally different game. But I think maybe it's fine. Yeah, that's was thinking as well. Could have taken the spice for the Conspire. I guess that also was there, but
But I didn't have much spice because I had 2 rings. That
exactly. Yeah, you were never gonna have much spice. Yeah, it's fine. You got 2 rings. Like that's huge for you. That's a monster card. But yeah, it was a cagey game, I think.
I think it might have been better to not buy this.
I really thought you were going to punch out Murky instead of Hollow Projectors. I didn't like this buy. I didn't think it was doing enough for you, really, because you weren't really going for Spice Must Flows, because you'd already trashed a lot of your, like, the Convince you'd got at that point, so...
Yeah, I thought drawing through my deck very fast was good, but I should have shipped down with the... I just, usually it's cool with the ring to ship into battle, but my garrison was empty anyway, so
yeah,
I should have
exactly.
just...
It wasn't doing anything,
Should have just down and up. That would have been better.
Yeah, rocked and rolled, so... So that is going to bring an end to our opening game for the Golden Path Internationals. And as I said, I think this was kind of a cagey match. I think Felk was probably the most sort of decisive player in like the actions they took and why they took them out of everyone. And I think that was probably what was the cutting sort of was the point that they probably won this game on as well. There were chances of other players to make more aggressive moves, and I think they largely decided to kind of go against it, and that was all for the Baron's advantage, unfortunately. You've got to figure out a combat Baron, so it was a little unfortunate to see, I guess. But I think he was the best player on the day, and congrats to him. Felkdav starts his campaign with a victory in the group, and will set the marker down for everyone else to follow. So thank you very much for your company, everyone. It is much appreciated as per always. We will be obviously over the course of the next couple of months with absolutely buckets of games. So there'll be plenty for you guys to enjoy. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in the next conflict.